The cerebral narcissist. Don't look to those who try to break you to heal you. I'm Elizabeth Shaw and welcome to the channel, which is all about the narcissistic personality disorder, to give you more understanding of those people that you might have been dealing with in your life, how to recover from narcissistic abuse, and whether to do no contact or grey rock, and how to do those kinds of things depending on the person you are dealing with. Some are dangerous, some are toxic, some are high end on the disorder and you need to go no contact. Others are possibly not on the disorder, they just have narcissistic traits where you can learn how to handle yourself around those people and continue living your life. But the majority of them do just drain your energy, and the best thing you can do is limit contact or go no contact with them. If you do like the information on the channel, please hit the subscribe button and also the bell. Videos are released on a Monday, Wednesday and Friday, so if you just want to check in when you're in the right mindset to do so, then just check in. If you want notification reminders of when new videos and new information is coming on, hit the bell and YouTube will send you a notification. So this video is about the cerebral narcissist. As I've said, the narcissistic personality disorder is on a spectrum, and for someone to be diagnosed with it by a professional, they would need to show at least of the 5 of the 9 traits. Narcissistic characteristics are 1, a sense of entitlement, 2, arrogance and dominance, 3, exploitative, 4, grandiose, 5, jealous and envy, 6, a lack of empathy, 7, preoccupied with power and success, 8, requires excessive attention, 9, the belief that they are special. Although those with at least 5 of the 9 traits who have the disorder, they are still individuals with different personality types, which are the malignant, the grandiose, the vulnerable or the fragile narcissist, and the communal. And there's lots of different terms out there that people use for these kinds of meanings. Malignant tends to pretty much stay the same. The grandiose, pretty much. The vulnerable people will call the covert or the fragile. The subtypes are the overt, the covert, the somatic and the cerebral. As they are individuals, they can cross over to meet a need of their own, although they will often be dominantly grandiose. However, the grandiose will play the victim, or if they are dominantly the vulnerable victim narcissist, they can act grandiose when required. All narcissists act covertly, as covert means hidden, private, in secret. The overt can usually get away with their outrageous behaviour as they believe they are special, and those around them often agree. The malignant often rules through fear or through love. Those who love will often unwittingly enable the malignant narcissist. Those who fear will be too scared of consequences if they were to stand up to the malignant, so they often fawn to the malignant narcissist's words. All manipulation, as we know too well, a narcissist will go all out in the manipulation of others through gaslighting to distort another person's reality, future faking to give the target hope, blame shifting to avoid taking responsibility, projection to escape accountability and pass the blame onto another, triangulation to create doubts in those around them, isolation from any form of support, intimidation to put fear into those around them so they fawn and conform to the narcissist's demands, and invalidation to take the power of self-belief and self-worth out of good people so So they're left full of self-blame and self-doubts. If someone is intelligent, if they are a high achiever, if they are preoccupied with success and like to be in control, if they believe they are special because they are intelligent and they have actually achieved, this alone does not make them a narcissist. If they have these things and they lack empathy, if they exploit others, if they exaggerate achievement, and if they believe they are entitled to have or do as they please, you could be dealing with someone who is on the spectrum. At the very least, someone who's narcissistic and not in a good way. The cerebral versus the somatic. A cerebral narcissist is focused on intelligence, as their brains are their biggest power. A somatic narcissist is focused on their looks, so they will get their needs met either using their bodies, the somatic, or their minds, the cerebral. The cerebral narcissist, they are often high functioning and extremely intelligent. The cerebral could possibly be one of the most dangerous along with the malignant. Like most narcissists, the cerebral, along with the covert, can be extremely difficult to detect. And when we don't know what it is, it's near impossible to work out. The more understanding we get of these people, the easier they do become to spot in society. With the cerebral, it can be extremely difficult to get support after you've left, as they are usually extremely convincing con artists. They use their mind to manipulate people, but on a greater level, because they have so much more awareness and intellect in the things they do, and they usually have so much more control over their anger and rage. They most often have all those around them believing that they are good people. Cerebral narcissists can appear to be intelligent, sensitive, and playing by the rules. They are extremely skilled in getting people to trust them and like them, fitting in with those around them. They are often very energetic and high-powered positions. Cerebral narcissists are often like most narcissists, as they like to go under the radar in society. All narcissists try to be unknown in what they do. With the cerebral, because of their intellect, they usually manage not to be exposed, as they appear to be the model citizen. They can be highly skilled in fitting into what society classes as normal and getting those around them to trust them, often making the cerebral one of the hardest to identify. The cerebral is like all other types of narcissists, unwilling to take a real look at themselves or admit any wrongdoing on their part. They are often congratulated by those around them for who they are, as people don't understand just how dangerous they potentially can be. The cerebral narcissist has a lot more control over their inner rage, so these are most likely to be on the upper end of the spectrum, as they will plot more about a smart way to get those around them back without being noticed themselves for their behaviour. Rather than show rage and anger, they will plot someone's downfall. They believe all others are incredibly envious of them, and they think everyone is out to get them. Cerebral narcissists often use their intellectual abilities and achievements to pull people in. As I said earlier on in the video, where the somatic uses their looks, the cerebral will use their brain. You may discover in a conversation with them that they do hold a lot of grudges. Yeah, these narcissists are in it for the long game, and you may notice that they actually plan and plot people's downfalls. They will take the time to plan how to get someone back without being noticed, and once they have that plan, they will execute it. They are lacking in empathy, as are all other narcissistic people, those on the disorder. In a relationship, they will devalue and discard like other narcissists. It's hard coming out of any narcissistic relationship. These are possibly one of the most difficult, as you'll have most likely lost all those that you love to the narcissist. You can have those situations where those around you know that there's something not quite right with the person you're with, or that they're too good to be true, or might try to hint that you could do with getting out of the situation. And it can take guts to speak out to those people once you've left and make amends, because you've usually been isolated from them. Whereas when it comes to a cerebral, they usually have all your friends and all your family on their side. They rarely to never use any form of physical violence, and they often seem to uphold and respect the law and abide by the law. As they're intelligent, they'll often not leave much written evidence to go by for any sort of mental manipulation, or the way it's worded isn't enough to sort of, it just, as narcissistic people do, leaves you confused rather than gives you evidence. They are often extremely competitive, but the cerebral can be to the extreme. And not all competitive people are narcissistic. In the home, you'll notice they have extreme double standards. They may convince partners to give up their jobs so that they can then make them financially powerless, and make them feel like they cannot leave the narcissist because of the financial abuse. To those around the narcissist, they will accuse the partner of then being a gold digger and using the narcissist for material gains. So a few more signs: pride and concern in achievements to the excess. They will try to pull people in through their intellect. They not only try to impress those around them with complicated words, but also to destroy anyone who dares to question their intellect or theories. They take this as deep criticism, as they believe they are special and superior to those around them. They will seek to harm those who go against them. And there's nothing wrong with someone being intellectual. There's nothing wrong with people using complicated words, but most good intellectual people, if you were to say, I'm not sure what that means, they would then explain that to you so that you understand. And they would have a bit of patience. Yet a cerebral narcissist, if you don't understand one of the words that they use, they will use it to invalidate you, to belittle you, and to put you down. But they'll do it in an intelligent way so that you don't see that they're doing it. They'll mock you. Arrogant. They are likely to come across superior and extremely self-righteous. They struggle to have close, loving sexual relationships. Like all narcissists, they are not interested in others or listening to others. They are only interested in themselves and what needs of theirs they can get met by using other people. They are usually in great opposition with someone, as with narcissists, it's the you versus me attitude. They have little to no interest in sex. A cerebral narcissist is often asexual. Although they might be attracted to another, they often have little to no sexual desires. A cerebral narcissist often lacks the sexual attraction towards people. They have very little desire for sexual activity, which would involve another person, often opting to self-masturbate. Self-absorbed. A cerebral will often show contempt to those around them, as they believe they are superior and the most intelligent around them. They will show disregard to others' ideas, thoughts or feelings. However, if someone has a wise idea, the cerebral shall take this, adapt it and use it for their own. Criticism. A narcissist cannot stand criticism, real or perceived. To a cerebral, if this is perceived to be undermining of their intellect, they can invalidate you, they can belittle you within a moment with their words, or they can remain calm and plot your downfall. Gaslighting. Like all narcissists on the spectrum, a cerebral will gaslight those around them. Gaslighting is to psychologically manipulate you into losing your reality. After a narcissist has done this, they will happily call you crazy for feeling all over the place due to their manipulative gaslighting behaviour. With their blame shifting and projection, we often end up blaming ourselves and thinking that we are going crazy. You are not the crazy one. You have just been around people who have driven you into believing you are. If anyone has been dealing with a cerebral narcissist, please add anything that you noticed about them into the comments to help people recognise that behaviour. I shall add in the description the video for mind games that narcissistic people like to play, to give you more awareness on those. I shall add the online courses that I have available. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.